Hey, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. Thanks for tuning in to the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM. If you're interested in sponsoring my show, you can send me an email to the Mike Wagner Show at gmail.com, or you could also donate to the podcast. Just go to the Donate Listen site, and you can also donate whatever you like. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. For those who are interested, Anchor can give you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. We've got creation tools, allows you to record and edit podcasts so it sounds great, and they'll distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple, Google, many more. And you can make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. So download the Anchor app for free or go to Anchor FM to get started.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show brings you famous celebrities and amazing people from all over the world. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. So sit back and relax and enjoy the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and Apple. You can also take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device and subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on YouTube today. We're here with a wonderful gentleman from Chicago. He's the owner of Cheevies FIlms. He's a graduate of Columbia University. He's been doing this since 2002. He's produced numerous local films and won numerous awards. And he's also got a major project which requires a lot of support. And he's been the force on just about everything, including such movies like The Icing, Murder for Pleasure, Last Day of Your Life, and also Footsteps, She's a Doll, and more as well, too, and Hernandez, and, just a lot of films locally, but looking to hit the big scene nationwide. You can check out his films, and we'll tell you about the website. But first of all, without further ado, let's bring on the Windy City guru of independent films, and he's not going to scare you. He's just going to make you enjoy the films, or have you just enjoy as well. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Windy City, owner of Cheevies FIlms, Derek Braasch. Derek, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me on board. I'm very excited to be doing this. Thank you.
Hey, I'm excited to have you on as well, too. So you're from the Chicago area. You're the owner of Cheevies FIlms, and you've been doing it since 2002. You're a graduate of Columbia University in beautiful Chicago. You've produced numerous local films. You've won numerous awards, and you also got a major project, which you'll be very happy to tell you about. And, of course, we can also talk about some of the films as well, too, how you got inspired and what's it take to be an owner of a film production company. Before we get into all that, tell us how you got started.
How did I get started?
Yes, how did you get started?
Well, I've always grown up as a kid. I kind of go back to my parents allowing me to watch TV, like especially cable, HBO, Cinemax, watching all the top movies that came out to the theaters. I would wait, see them on HBO. From watching all those movies, then the whole thing with VHS, going to the video store, I would start renting movies. And I knew early on that I loved movies, whether it's a horror film, action film, like comedy. I knew that I wanted to be involved in some aspect of filmmaking. And then probably when I was 10, my dad got a camcorder from Sears, a VHS camcorder, and I started filming our Christmases. My dad would film Christmases, all holidays. Then I'd put that camcorder into my hand, and from there, once I got to high school, I started taking some film classes and started realizing what it takes to make a film, how it's a collaborative effort, that, it's not just the director, it's the assistant director, the script guy, the sound guy, all this stuff. I was like, all this stuff that goes into it. And I decided, I want to go to film school. So I went to Columbia College and took some classes there, and enjoyed it to a certain degree. But basically, my film school, my foray into filmmaking, was making my first feature film. We started pre-production in 2002, and we started shooting in 2003, and that was the feature film, The Icing. I think I was 27 years old, and that was a great experience being involved as a director, producer, location, everything. So I was kind of did everything, but even though we had a crew, and that was kind of my foray into filmmaking, and that, I think, was my film school. And we were able to get a great cast and crew, and we were able to get Jim McMahon from the Chicago Bears to star in our film. He had a 12 to 15 minute scene, and that was his biggest role to date for any type of film. So we were honored to have him on board, and that was the springboard, The Icing. That first feature, we shot in many different locations, and it looked like $1 million because we didn't just do a few locations. We went above and beyond, and it was a great experience. So that was definitely the blueprint that started it all.
Nice. And what was it like working with Jim McMahon? I thought he was going to do the Super Bowl Shuffle for you.
It's funny. We on the set we met. I was talking about the Super Bowl Shuffle. We had a lot of good stories going back about how it was with the Bears and on Super Bowl Shuffle. But he was great to work with. He played he plays a hitman, and he wears a shade. And we had 1 day of rehearsal and 2 days of filming in the South Suburbs of Illinois. He filmed in, I think, Alsip in South Holland, and he was a joy to work with. Easy when it came to craft services. He didn't care about burgers, anything. It was a blessing to work with him. He was super great to work with. No problem.
That is amazing as well, too. And, of course, you kind of asked yourself the question as well, too. And what does it take to be a director, assistant director, producer, and everything else? And, of course, you kind of just asked yourself that question. Maybe you can answer that as well, too. And I was going to ask you that, but maybe you ask yourself that question. So,
I mean, it takes a lot of work. It's bulldog tenacity, which I always say all the time. I learned that from an actor. My first time working on a film set, it was 19. An actor said, "Hey, if you want to get to filmmaking, it takes bulldog tenacity. You got to love it, go at it, don't give up." And that's what it is. I'm 43. I haven't given up. I have the energy of a 20-year-old, which is I'm blessed for. So yeah, you have to be good with working with other people, other departments. Because the director, to be a strong director, you need to have strong crew members to make you as a director look good, your film look good, our film look good, the crew's film look good. So you work with a lot of strong people, your actors, your editors, your composers. So we have a great crew over the years, and it's helped me get to where I'm at. So I'm thankful for all that. It's not just the director, it's everyone. So it's a lot of hard work, but I love doing it. And not everyone's cut out for that. You have to, it's long hours, and you have to be willing to lose a little sleep. Not everything's going to work out where you can get 8 to 10 hours sleep. You might have to come home, shower, and go straight to your job. Sometimes it happens, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like you really love what you do. And what was the one precise moment that influenced you into owning Cheevies FIlms?
So when I was at Columbia College, I knew that I wanted to have a production company. I knew I wasn't going to be an indie company where I couldn't pay anyone right there and then. But I knew that I wanted to somehow form my Cheevies film production. So before we did The Icing, I kind of formed that. We actually did get insurance for that film, and we did we got it incorporated. So that kind of sparked me knowing that the importance of me pursuing the film career. I kind of wanted the Cheevies name to be kind of important, that it was a legit thing. It was just a hobby. So we kind of did that. And you kind of move on to, and each film you get stronger and better. You get business cards. You go out, promote it. You go to conventions. So we kind of built ourselves up from the ground up. So
that was amazing. How'd you come up with the name Cheevies?
That is such a funny thing because that word, so when I was in high school, me and my buddies would make up funny, goofy words the words didn't make sense. So we said that if something good happens, or you have something positive, or you get some great news, you have a Cheevies feeling. I don't know. We just made up this word Cheevies. It was just a weird, and for some reason we had that word was back in the day. We had that word for a long time. So when it came time to making a company, I'm like, you know what? Instead of calling myself Gory Films or Filmmaker Productions, I thought I'm going to make something just different. It stands out, a word that doesn't make sense. So I use the word Cheevies, and it kind of stands out. So that's how we came across using that one. So.
I love that name. That's a great story, Cheevy Films. And of course, we'll talk about what you produce in Cheevy Films. Besides the Icing with Jim McMahon, you listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, and also on iTunes, Apple, and Google Play. You can also take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device and subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel today. We're here with Derek Braasch, the owner of Cheevy Films, Chicago area owner, and he's been doing since 2002, produced numerous local films, including The Icing, Murder for Pleasure, Last Day of Your Life, The Clown Dies, and more. He's also won numerous awards, and he's also currently in the works of getting a special project going for a major film that's coming up later in the year. We'll talk more about that. But first, we talked about The Icing for just a little bit as your first film starring Jim McMahon, and let's get to some of the others as well, too. And how about Murder for Pleasure?
Yeah, so basically my second feature, I always gravitated for horror films, even though I like all genres, but I wanted to make something really gory and just brutal. So we, me and two other guys, my buddies, Anthony Pellizzeri and Mike Miller, who work with us now, they're my good friends and also crew members and cast members. We started writing Murder for Pleasure, the three of us. We've all had full-time jobs. Me and Mike worked at Home Depot and Homewood full-time, and we would meet at the White Castle, the three of us.
Ooh, yum!
So we would call it the White Castle Chronicles. We would start writing crazy, gory ideas, and we piece it together. And those sliders really helped inspire us to write some crazy stuff. And so from there, once the script was finalized, we started shooting that. I think 2009, 2010, and we had a great cast and crew. And that movie got to a couple festivals and some screenings, and we actually had that movie screen as well as Icing, a year apart at Orland Park Theater. We sold out with 250 people. So we had the Icing play, and then we also had Murder for Pleasure. So it was great having a real screening in a nice theater with great sound. So that was a highlight, and it was a great time. So that was our second feature, and I felt knocked it out of the park. I mean, just getting it done was just an accomplishment. Getting people supporting you, coming there, and loving what we all did. So that was film number 2 for us, our feature.
That was amazing. And you talk about the White Castle meetings. Were Harold and Kumar involved in this one?
No, we couldn't. They were in the budget. They were in the budget. We would love to have them, but yeah.
I remember those White Castles, just having them living in Chicago as well, too. And they go good after having a few beers just go around Chicago. 3 in the morning. That's the only time they're delicious, I'll tell you.
That's true. That's correct.
Yes, that's the best part. One of our faves is no matter, 24/7, 365. Let's talk about your next movie, The Last Day of Your Life. And it sounds like a very interesting one. You got your third. Yeah. And does it duplicate the first two, or how did this one come out? Last Day of Your Life.
This one, my buddy Anthony Pellizzeri was the director. That I kind of was mentoring him. He was getting new into filmmaking, and he had a short film, Last Day of Your Life, that he wrote. And after we did Murder for Pleasure, I said, "Hey, let's do this." So I basically was cinematographer, and then I helped produce and was assistant director, and he was the one that directed it. And that got played at a couple festivals, and he sends it out. So he sent it out to a couple festivals, and we got a pretty good response to that. And that movie is found on YouTube and on our website, so people can see that too. So that was our third film from Cheevies, but my buddy's first film as a short. So that was a good experience too as well.
That's amazing too. Let's talk about The Clown Dies as well too, and also Midnight Mentis as well.
So we since then we did a bunch of short films, kind of to recuperate from the feature. So Clown Days of Midnight, Mutilation Massacre, Mentis, and a few others. We did a bunch of short films. Clown Days of Midnight, that's something I directed. It's a gangster comedy. It stars Tony Marino, Jody Bartolo and Jimmy Shea. And that one we've gotten some festival acceptance, and we've had screenings for that. And that was that one we'd like to eventually make a sequel to, a feature-length sequel. But that was one of our stronger short films, and people loved. And then we went on to, in the midst of those 2 or 3 years, we did a movie called Mentis that I produced and directed and shot, and that was written by our friend Joey Horace. And then we did Mutilation Massacre, that was written by me, and that's another one I directed. That's a pretty brutal horror film, not as gory as Murder for Pleasure, but it's got a cool twist as well. And we had a good cast and crew, amazing special effects team. And then going back to Mentis is was another type of genre. It was kind of a sci-fi slight thriller that stars Ron Fitzgerald, Tony Marino, and Jody Bartolo as well. So those are those. And then we have a couple other shorts we did. We've been pretty busy with that, and we got them all. Lots of these films are on DVD, and they can be purchased on our website as well. And
you also have a few as well, too, that go in the drama genre, like Guardian Angel, Hernandez, and She's a Dog. And tell us about that.
Yeah, so She's a Dog was a short film that my buddy Pat Sullivan wrote, and I directed. That was, kind of like an offbeat drama. And when we went to... then I did another movie, the one that we've been getting a lot of good reviews, with a lot of festival acceptance, is Guardian Angel. This is something that me and my wife wrote about 1.5 years ago. It's totally a departure from what we've done. Very heartfelt, tearjerker. My wife stars in it, and it stars Linda Porter as well, Jody Bartolo, Bill Bailey, Jason Sullivan, and among others, many other people. And we've had got accepted to 4 festivals, 4 or 5 festivals, and it's getting a lot of good feedback. It's a very powerful film. So people that don't like the horror stuff that I do, they kind of like gravitate. Oh, he made something that I can watch. So that's kind of good. We kind of open up our audiences, and there's a caveat of more stuff for people to see. And and I did. I'm drawing a blank. I did a movie called Redder, which is a psychological horror thriller I co-directed with my buddy Anthony Cooney. And that was written by Christopher Sions, and that stars Pam Bender, who we use a lot too. So we've kind of used some of the same people over and over again if it works out.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you got a dedicated crew, like we actors and actresses all just being in one. They can play multiple roles and multiple characters and everything else, which is great. And also our last two before we get to the main one, Eyes of Deception and Footsteps.
Oh, so Eyes of Deception was something we did. Was for this 48-hour film fest where you have to get a script and they give you some guidelines. You have 48 hours to cast, produce, direct, shoot, and edit the film. And Eyes of Deception was something that I directed, and it was starred my wife, Nina Trader, and my friend Nancy Cooney. And that basically was that genre was genre. We pulled out the genre ticket, and that was another genre. It has a kind of a cool twist at the end. And that can be also watched on YouTube and on our Facebook page, our website. And then Footsteps is another film that my friend Anthony Pellizzeri directed. It's a short film, and that's something I was a cinematographer, and I served as producer and assistant director. And that one's a ghost story, supernatural. It's a really strong film. It's 8 minutes long, and that movie will be that movie Footsteps is going to be showing at a film festival at the end of this month. I was able to get to a film festival in Dwight, Illinois. So we've been putting the films out there and trying to, as best as we can, to promote and get more eyeballs on our project. So
that is amazing as well too. Of all the films that we have mentioned, which one has gotten the most hits on social media?
Wow, that is a tough one. I know some movies have been out a lot longer. We've gotten a lot of attention. I would say, I have to pick 3. I would say recently Guardian Angel's been getting a lot of attention through festivals. I think a lot of people can relate to that. We're a dying family member. It's about a family member, mother dying and having closure. So we've been getting a lot of attention for that. Top people said it really affected them. And I would say Murder for Pleasure and got a lot of attention from the horror community, like how shocking it is and ballsy and stuff like that. But and then probably the last one, Clown of the Midnight, I just thought it was hilarious, the comedic timing in there. So I love all the films, but I'm just trying to think of which ones have been getting more festival acceptance or more hits. I would say those 3, maybe.
And also, too, you've done some horror, drama, and quite a few others as well, too. Have you guys looked into doing like any comedy or, say, with documentaries or anything like that, those genres?
Yeah, so the only comedy we have right now that's on DVD is The Clown Days of Midnight, and another movie we didn't make DVDs for, but it was for a contest. It's called The Lazy Werewolf, which that one I forgot to mention. That's hilarious. It's kind of a spoof off the Rocky movie, and it's about a werewolf, and his goal in life is to attack and eat people, but he's so out of breath and out of shape that he's just more concerned about eating. So there's this whole funny montage where he gets into training like Rocky to get his like mojo back to start attacking humans. So that one we've got a lot of. That one's going to be playing again at a festival at the end of this month. That one's been getting a lot of attention for comedy. Mm-hmm. But if we make this feature Torture the Flesh, which I'll tell you about, we like to make a feature-length sequel to Founded at Midnight. The script's hilarious, and like I said, it was a great short, and people loved it. So we're hoping to make a sequel to that.
Well, that's a good idea. I was going to mention about Torture the Flesh, but before we do that, you'd like to remind everybody you listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Apple, and Google Play. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device and subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on YouTube today. We're here with Chicago area owner of Cheevies FIlms, Derek Braasch. He's been doing it since 2002, graduate of Columbia University in Chicago. He's produced a number of films we have mentioned and won numerous awards. You've been also in quite a few fests as well, too, like the Hardcore Horror Fest, Frozen Film Fest, Cinema Wasteland, and you got some awards, and tell us all about those.
Yeah, so one of the things, Cinema Wasteland, they've, over the past 3 or 4 years, they've shown pretty much all our films. The first time we did Cinema Wasteland, they showed The Icing and Murder for Pleasure. They showed both my features. And then last October, they showed Mentis, Mutilation Massacre, and The Clown Days of Midnight. They showed it on a Friday and Sunday. So Ken from Cinema Wasteland does a great job of promoting filmmakers. And I just found out next month, I'm hoping I can make it, he'll be showing Redder and Guardian Angel at his convention as well. Both, I think on a Friday and Sunday they have a showcase of short films. So we've got a lot of exposure to Cinema Wasteland. Ken's very good with supporting independent filmmakers, and his festival is in Strongville, Ohio. So we're hoping I can make it next month to support that.
That's amazing too. And of course, you've been building up for probably like the big movie of your company history, and you're seeking this. It's called Torture the Flesh, and you're asking for some support. It's been in production right now. And first of all, before we get into all that, tell us about the movie Torture the Flesh.
Oh, so basically it falls under pretty gory horror. It's definitely a horror film. But also, I would say it also has a subgenre it's a second genre of cop thriller as well. So basically, it's a cop, two cops, a good and bad cop. They're investigating a string of grisly murders, and we don't know if the bad cop is the one responsible for these murders, or someone else, or the main character who is a father who comes home to see his wife's child, unborn baby, killed brutally, and he wants to investigate these murders, but he's getting involved in the investigation, but at the same time, we're thinking that he might be the one part of it. So it's kind of like a tangled web of deception. You don't know who's involved. It basically kind of has shades of Seven to a certain degree, but I'm not comparing it to Seven. But yeah, that's basically what the genre falls under: horror, cop thriller. And we have a lot of it casted. We're kind of casting as we go along. And we're going to be holding auditions for the main two characters. But in the meantime, we're doing fundraising to raise money for that, which is we have a GoFundMe page going to raise the funds to make the film. and we have a fundraiser coming up next month. So it's our biggest financial endeavor. So it's definitely our biggest one.
And tell us more about the GoFundMe project and your fundraiser that's coming up next month. We'd like to hear more about it.
Yeah, so we have a GoFundMe fundraiser going, trying to raise the money to pay for some of the cast, some of the crew, camera rental, distribution, festival submissions, editor, composer. So we try to raise the money for all that to feed the actors, of course, every day. So we're looking to do, it's probably going to be a $15 to $20 day shoot. And depending how much you pay your cameraman per day and food, and most of the Cheevies crew is working for free. We're blessed with that, but there are some crew members we have to pay. So whatever those totals are times 15 to 20 days, it adds up pretty quickly. So we're doing like the GoFundMe, and we have a fundraiser Saturday, October 12th at the Legion in Wooddale, Illinois. That's going to be happening from 5 p.m. to 11:30. Bands, comedians, food. We'll have raffle prizes. So that's we're hoping that can help raise some money for that. So this is definitely our biggest financial endeavor, and we're using those financial platforms to raise the money. So
that'd be fantastic as well too. And where do people go to support Torch of the Flesh?
So they can go. So a couple things they can go to straight to. If they go to GoFundMe, type in Torch of the Flesh. They can go there to if they want to donate to the film. If they go to Facebook and they type in Cheevies FIlms fundraiser, they'll bring you to the link to the fundraiser. They can contact me, Derek Braasch, on Facebook, or they can contact Torch of the Flesh page on Facebook or Cheevies FIlms Productions Facebook page. So there's many ways they get in touch with me. And also my phone number, 708-254-4882. I don't mind people calling me. And we have our email is cheeviesfilms@gmail.com. So there's many ways I'm easy to get in touch with. So
that'd be great as well too. And what do you consider your favorite project and the most challenging so far?
I would definitely say my first feature was the most challenging because I was new to it. But we did make it survive and made it happen. That was definitely my most challenging. But with the money, but this one's very challenging too. Torch of the Flesh, just because of what's more involved. We have a named actress, Lynn Lowry, a phenomenal actress, who's done tons of movies, not just horror films, all types of films. We got her on board, so we have her on board. So we have some great professionalism on the set. So, but in order to make all these things shine and look good and sound good, it's going to cost more money. So financially, this is probably our hardest one because in the past we were able to raise money either on our own or just through little donations here and there. So this is probably the Icing was my first one. That was probably my first challenging film, but financially, this one is going to be definitely a tough one.
It sounds like a really good challenge as well, too. And what do you consider most memorable moment?
I'll tell you right now, the Jim McMahon thing, that right there was a very, very memorable. Meeting with him, having a dinner, like I'm meeting with him, me and my crew and my brother. Meeting him was great, and actually directing like the punky QB and a great quarterback. That I couldn't believe that was happening to someone that just started making films. It was like that was probably the top one I can think of that comes off top of my head. For sure. That
was amazing. He might have made you do the Super Bowl shuffle, or he might have taught you that.
Yeah, I know.
I remember those Honda commercials back then. Was it outrageous? You got to wake people up, and it just makes me think of Jim McMahon too. So
yeah. He was. Oh man, he was great to talk to, and he even talked about William Perry, the fridge, on the set of the film while we filmed it at this place called Super Dogs. It was very popular in Chicago. I forgot that was another location we filmed at, and he was very laid back and just talked about his experience with Super Bowl Buff, Shuffle, and it was really fun. It was a good time, and he was easy to work. He was actually easier to work with than just some local Chicago actors. He made it really simple.
That is amazing. And of course, he has to be one of your favorite people as well too. And who do you also consider your favorite influence when it comes to acting, and also maybe your favorite movies that influence your career, or maybe like TV shows, or even a director?
Yeah, so I can right off the bat for like actor, director, producer, writer. I have a lot of favorites, but one that always stands up is Sylvester Stallone. He's amazing to me. Just what he writes, the story, the emotion he evokes, especially in Rocky. I'm a big Stallone fan. He's also a director I'm inspired by. The movie that got me to filmmaking was I was in 5th grade, 1980, probably 87, 88 when it was on cable, was Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, Sam Raimi. That film, when I saw that, I never seen anything like that. And I'm like, wow, I want to make something like this. I want to be involved in this. That movie definitely was a big inspiration for me. That director, as well as like Clint Eastwood as a director, and Martin Scorsese, John Woo. There's a lot of them. But that movie, Evil Dead 2, definitely was a springboard. Like, wait a minute, I've never seen anything like this. The camera work, the gore, the shots are like, this is totally different. So,
that's amazing, too. Who do you consider biggest influence in your career, especially being the owner of Cheevies FIlms?
Oh, man. Jeez. Even though my films don't resemble what Stallone's films do, I just think as Stallone would definitely be my biggest influence, just because of the hard work and what he went through to make their Rocky script. I know, like, they were asking other actors in the 70s, like Ryan O'Neal, and he's like, no, I want to direct this. And he fought, he took a pay cut. And I just saw that the Bulldog tenacity, hearing that how he just went for the challenge, and the guy's 74, and he still looks great. He still does action-oriented films. He doesn't slow down. That just inspires me as a 43-year-old, like, to not give up and keep doing it. So definitely Stallone. I have to say, Stallone as a celebrity, that's one of them. And
I can hear Stallone say, "Yo, Adrian!"
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is something. And, of course, we have a few minutes here. We know you're a very busy guy. We just want to thank you for being on. And, of course, you've been fantastic. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Well, first and foremost, advice, I just want to thank Mike for letting me be on the show. Thank you so much. And I want to thank, besides like my cast and crew, Cheevies FIlms, I want to thank my wife, who's like one of the biggest supporters, my family, and my in-laws. That's the big thing I want to say, just thanking people. But for advice, I just say, if you have a dream, go for it. Go out with Bulldog tenacity. You're going to have a lot of people, haters, people that just persuade you to go somewhere else. But if you have in your heart and you have the drive and desire, go for it. It's like, don't give up, And also work with your team, work with your crew and cast, and be involved in every decision making. Like, work together, and and be a good person too. Not just a lot of these crew cast members. We're friends too. You take an honest interest in what they're doing. If they're going through a loved one is sick, be there for them. Don't just be there for film. Just be there as a friend too. That helps too. I know sometimes not everyone wants to be chummy, but we have a good bond and friendship. Like, lots of us are involved in each other's lives. We're asking how the kids are, how their mom is, if their dad's sick. So that helps too. That just, you get a lot of support. That's like it's a strong bond. I think it's important to have family as well too, and that's really fantastic. Yeah. And once again, tell everybody your upcoming projects, what's your website, and how do people contact you, and where can they see your films? So if you go to the website, www.cheeviesfilms.net, many of the films, lots of them you can watch on the website. Some you can purchase as well. Lots of them are like lots of the features and shorts you can purchase, and you can also see them on Amazon Video Direct. We have our Facebook page. We have Facebook pages for all our films. Torture of Flesh is a Facebook page. You can contact us there. You can contact me and Derek Braasch on my Facebook page, or Cheevies Film Productions. My number is 708-254-4882, and our email is cheeviesfilms@gmail.com. That's CheeviesFilms@gmail.com. So there's all those ways you can contact us, and if anybody's interested.
That is amazing, Derek. Just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Wish you all the best with Cheevies FIlms, and looking forward to seeing what you got. And we encourage everybody to support Torture of the Flesh. And once again, how do people support Torture of the Flesh?
They go to the GoFundMe page. Just go to GoFundMe, type in Torture of Flesh. You'll see there's actually a trailer for the film. So if to entice people to see the production value, you can see, I forgot to mention that, thank you, a 3-minute trailer. We did a teaser trailer for the movie that we're hoping to hopefully generate some interest in the movie. It's very well lit and shot. We filmed it at a cool location in like kind of an old abandoned, kind of like abandoned carnival. My buddy owns a carnival where he keeps his carnival ride. We shot there, and it looks amazing for the trailer. So when they go to the GoFundMe page, they'll see the link for the trailer, and they'll see the cast and crew links as well, and my bio, so all the information's there.
That is fantastic, Derek. Just want to say it's been a real pleasure having you on the program. Thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to having you on again soon. Look to wish you all the best, and do us a favor, Derek. Please keep us up to date. Looking forward to having you on again soon.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. Also, become a sponsor of the program and or donate today at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again tomorrow for another episode of The Mike Wagner Show.